Statistics made easy. Mediation analysis. In scientific research, knowing whether an exposure affects an outcome is often not enough. Just as important is understanding how and why this effect occurs. Mediation analysis is a statistical method designed to answer that question. It examines whether the effect of a risk factor or treatment, the exposure, on an outcome is explained fully or in part by a third variable along the causal pathway, the mediator. A simple example. Physical activity reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease. One mechanism may be the exercise-induced reduction of blood pressure. Mediation analysis helps to quantify how much of the overall risk reduction is explained by this mediator. In doing so, mediation analysis separates the total effect into two components. The indirect effect reflects the pathway through the mediator, such as improved blood pressure. The direct effect captures all other pathways, independent of that mediator. This allows estimation of the proportion mediated. How much of the overall benefit is attributed to a specific mechanism? Mediation analysis uses a range of analytical tools, broadly classified as statistical or causal. Their selection depends on the question at hand. Mediation analysis is widely used to evaluate behavioral and psychological interventions, to study social determinants of health, to better understand biological disease pathways, and to optimize drug therapies by identifying which components truly drive benefit. However, these insights come at a cost. Mediation analysis relies on strong assumptions. The most important assumption is the absence of unmeasured confounding between exposure and outcome, between exposure and mediator, and between mediator and outcome. Meeting this requirement is challenging, making mediation analyses particularly vulnerable to bias. In addition, a clear temporal sequence is essential. The exposure must precede the mediator, and the mediator must precede the outcome. If mediator and outcome are assessed simultaneously, reverse causation cannot be excluded. In summary, mediation analysis can uncover causal mechanisms, shifting the focus from what happens to why it happens. However, the results of mediation analysis must be interpreted with caution, given the potential for bias and residual confounding.